Hi everyone, Belinda here from Belinda's DIYs. I'm glad that you stopped by my channel and hopefully you'll stick around long enough so that you can subscribe. So today I'm going to be creating some really cute Valentine's DIYs. And the majority of the items that I'll be using are from Dollar Tree. And I'll also be repurposing a 3-tier tray that I did about 2 years ago. So what I'm going to do with this tray is just make it look a little bit more farmhouse. But I honestly think with just a few touches that I made to my tray, it gave it a whole new look and made it look like a modern farmhouse tray. So I can't wait to show you how I've put this together with just a small touch. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Before I get started, I just want to show you all these different hearts that I'm going to be painting, and these are all from Dollar Tree. So this one right here is a pretty good size. It's a medium size to large. Now Dollar Tree has these red ones and white ones. I'm going to start painting this one with this Waverly chalk paint in the color Ballet Slipper. And I'll go ahead and list all the acrylic paints that I'm going to be using down below in the description box. So I'm going to paint this one and then I'm going to move on to the other wooden hearts. Since I'll be doing a lot of painting, I'm just going to quickly go through each one that I'm going to paint. I don't want to take too long in showing you in how I'm painting each of the hearts. I'm just going to briefly just show you. Okay, so once I'm done with this heart, you know the drill. I'm going to let it dry for a few hours and then I'll come back to it. And I'll be painting another heart. I'll be using this acrylic paint from Apple Barrel called Cloudness. And now for this other heart, I'm going to use this acrylic paint in the color Pale Daffodil. Now these wooden hearts are a little bit smaller and they are made of all wood. Now what I like about these is they have a really pretty beveled edge. So I'm going to be painting these next. And I'll be using this same Waverly chalk paint in the pink color and also this red acrylic paint in the color Bright Red. So I'll be painting 2 of them in the pink color and the other one in the red color. And from that same collection of hearts, I'm going to also paint one of them in this color in the lavender sachet. I'll also be painting these 3 elongated hearts. I absolutely love these, and these are from the Crafter Square collection. For these hearts, I'm going to be using all pastel colors, and here I mixed up this orange. Now, I didn't have a pale orange acrylic paint, so what I did is I used some orange paint and added some white, and then I mixed it up, and then I was able to get a very light pale orange. And for this one here, I used the pale light blue. When I finally was done painting all my hearts, this is how they turned out. Now these were the large to medium that I told you in the beginning. So I painted one a pink, and then a light yellow and a light blue. I wanted my hearts to look like the Valentine's heart candies that have sayings on them. So that's what I'm going to do with all my hearts. For these here, I'm going to put this one that says soulmate, this one that says cutie pie, and this one that says be my Valentine. And so I created these on my Cricut. And all I'm going to do now is apply my labels. Now you can stencil letters in, or you can also find some sticker letters and spell out whatever sayings you want your hearts to say. I love how they turned out. I think they really do look like the Valentine candies. Let me know what you think. And for these hearts, I'm going to be using the labels Be Mine, I Love You, and XOXO. And this is how these turned out. And the hearts with the beveled edge, this is how these turned out. And here I'm displaying them in the tier tray that I'm going to be repurposing next. Okay, so here is the tray that I'm going to be repurposing. Now, this has 3 square frames that I pad from Dollar Tree, and then I just put them together. And I also used these candle holders, and these are the long skinny ones. So I used one long one at the bottom, and then on the middle I used the one that's shorter and smaller. So really basically that's all I did. And if you want to see the video as how I put this together, I'll go ahead and link it, like I said, up above, down below, and also in the comments section. So here I'm just showing you the bottom part, and this was the frames that had those eyelashes. If you remember, Dollar Tree had some of these. And then to cover that up and give me a base, I went ahead and I added some contact paper, and that's how I covered those lashes up. I'll also add the link to this contact paper that I purchased on Amazon. I have this container full of old wooden knobs, and what I'm gonna do is use some of these to give my tier tray some legs. Now this one here, I had saved it from the screens that Dollar Tree sells. So these can be used as well for legs, just to rise up your tray. In case you don't have any wooden knobs, these would also work great as another alternative. But since I do have wooden knobs, I'm gonna be using these, and these are all the same size. Just an FYI, I found all these wooden knobs in an antique shop. Now, I'm not certain if they're antique or not, but I love how they look, so I'm gonna use them just as they are. I'm not gonna paint them. Okay, so I'm gonna start by turning my tray to the side because I'm gonna start hot gluing the knobs. And all I'm gonna do is just hot glue them there on each corner of the bottom of the tray. And that was simple enough, and now my tray has those little legs. I'll also be using these split wood balls. I purchased these on Amazon, and they come in a pack of 100. I'm gonna use them to trim around the edge of each tray, and I'm just gonna simply hot glue them. I was actually gonna use these for another project that I had in mind, so I'm gonna have to reorder some more. And now I'm just gonna start hot gluing them around my tray. I'm starting off on the bottom tray, and then I'm gonna move up to the middle tray and then the top tray. And this is how one side turned out. And now I'm just gonna continue on this side right here until I'm completely done with the whole tray. And this is how it turned out. I really love how it looks. I think it gives it that modern farmhouse look, especially because the wooden balls or beads, they're so popular in trimming things up, so you can do so many crafts with them. So I decided to put them on this tray, and I really love how it turned out. And now I'm just gonna use my tray to add some Valentine decor, and really I can use it also for whatever season I want to decorate my tray with. And here I just want to bring you up close so that you can see the wooden knobs. I think this tier tray is very unique. What do you think? Now for my next project, I'm going to be using these little wooden shaped houses from Dollar Tree. They had two different sizes. They had these longer ones, and then they also had these that were a little bit shorter. I'll be using some Waverly chalk paint in the color white to paint the backside of all three houses. So I have one down, two more to go. I won't be painting the underside of the houses because there's no need since they're going to be standing upright. I made some more labels with my Cricut, and I'll be using these on my houses, and they read "Love Lives Here." Okay, so the paint is dry on this first house, and I'm going to apply the first label to it. So the first word that I'm going to apply is the word love, and I'm going to center it pretty much in the top part of the house. I'm also going to be using some of these blocks from the tower game that Dollar Tree sells. I'm going to start off by hot gluing two pieces together. By doing that, I'm going to be creating a window for my house. So once I have the two glued together, I'm going to hot glue it onto the house as you see me do there. I'm going to hot glue 2 more of those blocks because those are going to serve as my door. I'll also be using this black Sharpie to create a doorknob for my door. And my first house is finished. And for my middle house, I'm going to repeat the same steps. I'm going to be hot gluing 2 blocks to create a door, but for this one, I'm only going to use 1 block to use as windows. And then in the center, I'm going to add the word lives. And my middle house is complete. And for the third house, I put the windows up at the top and I put 3 of them, and the door, and then the word here right there on the side. And lastly, I'll be adding these hard stickers to the front of my doors. Several months back, Dollar Tree had these marquee love signs, so I purchased several. I'm going to be using this arrow one to put it on top of my tier tray. After I assembled it, this is how it turned out. It's really, really cute. And here it is on top of my tier tray. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you give me a big thumbs up and also like and share and also comment. I would truly appreciate that. So until my next video, bye-bye and God bless.